Learn to say no, right? This is a great skill to learn. So many people or previous people pleasers out there who say yes to everything. And I know I say it's good to say yes to everything at certain times in your life. When you want to learn new things and grow, and people, learn new hobbies, develop all these things, it's a good idea to start learning to say yes. But then you need to have boundaries and learn to say no. You got to be able to do both. And saying no is one of the most important things you can do when it comes to your success, because no means you'll have more time for your success to grow. No means you'll be in a better place mentally, physically, and spiritually because you can focus on yourself. So learn to say no. It's a valuable skill so you can protect yourself and have the boundaries to succeed at a much faster rate because you're not out there giving all your time and all your energy because you said yes or you can't say no, right? Saying no is valuable for all those things in life. You have to be able to hold yourself accountable to the things that matter most to you. And if something essentially rubs you the wrong way, or in your gut or your heart, wherever it comes from, right? Your intuition, ladies, then you have to, and if it doesn't agree with you, then you need to say no. Say, I don't want to do this. I am not interested in doing this. And so I'm going to politely decline and focus where your efforts are best sent, right? If you say yes to all your clients and you're going to be busy doing all this stuff that you're not good at, you're going to fail in your business. You don't want to say yes to everything out there, right? If you do web design, do not say yes to marketing if marketing is not in your wheelhouse. Stick to what you're great at and focus on that. If, in life, you're saying yes to people, to things that you don't like to do, and you absolutely hate it, and you cringe on the inside, but you say yes anyway, learn to say no, because you need to make sure you're in a place that it doesn't hurt or affect you in a bad way. And it's important for you to not give in to peer pressure when it comes to multiple things in life: drugs, alcohol, abuse, all these things. Learn to say no to it. That's not good for anyone. So if you can learn to say no to that and protect your personal space, you'll be a better person for it, right? Learn to say no to meaningless tasks. Learn to say no to certain people. Learn to say no to progress yourself in life. Obviously, there's things in life you do have to say yes to. If you're a child and your parent asks you to clean up, well, yes, you got to clean up. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. There are natural consequences to everything in life. And if you're not adhering to those natural consequences and you say no to your boss on just doing your normal work, then that might or most likely will be a problem. You can push back and you can learn to deal with confrontation more effectively and say, I'm overwhelmed right now. Right now, I can't get to this task. I have X, Y, and Z to complete. But once I can complete X, Y, and Z, then I can move on to this other task. So there's always a way to communicate more effectively than just say no. And there's always a way to deal with conflict more effectively than just say, no, not doing that, right? So if somebody brings something to you and you know it's a no for you, you have to learn to communicate that effectively. So, you know what? I don't feel comfortable doing this, and I'm, not gonna try this. Hopefully you respect that. If not, I totally understand, right? So if that's something in line with what you can say, remember you always want to put the ownership on yourself and say, yeah, right now I'm not feeling like doing that. I'm gonna pass tonight on going out drinking or going to the clubs, all right? So when you can learn to take ownership of your own feelings and your own emotions, then you will control your destiny and your outcomes in life. Because now, what are people going to say? They can try to peer pressure and say, let's go, come on, you can do it, you'll have fun, all these things. But if you just say, I'm not really feeling it right now, you guys go have a blast. Like tonight, I'm staying in. I got to take care of X, Y, and Z. And, I'm looking forward to this. I really need my rest. It doesn't really matter what reasoning you give, but if you give a reason behind it, it will hold more weight. It's like the research they did with people asking to step in front of them to use a printer. So people said you'll more likely get a yes from people when you say a because statement after that. Say, I need to use this printer because I have 10 assignments that I need to turn in tomorrow. And if I can use it first right away, I can get to doing my other work. Do you mind if I go in front of you? That will typically get more of a yes from that person to use the printer than if you don't use that because statement, where it's just like, hey, can I just use that printer in front of you? That doesn't get that yes as much as the because, where you say, because I have a cat and I just need to use the printer sooner than later. They even figured out that the statement doesn't matter what you say. It's just because, and it gives reason. Most people, I think, are just thrown off the guard when you're asking things or saying things like that, that they're just like, you know what, not messing with this crazy person. I'm just going to let them use the printer. I can have a little more patience or give them grace because they asked, and they asked nicely, right? Kindness always does better than being rude or disrespectful. So remember to learn to say no more often to protect yourself, and learn to say no in life and business when it matters, to protect your time and your freedom to get the most out of your life, your business, to be the most successful you can be. So say no. It's a skill set that does matter and it is important, especially to us previous people pleasers or current people pleasers out there. It is hard for a lot of us people pleasers to say no, because it almost hurts us internally to have to say no to somebody, because we just love to give, right? We love to give. But understand, it's a valuable asset when it comes to setting boundaries and protecting your health. I just read a book, or reading a book about your body says no or something like that, where people who say yes and give all their time where it exhausts themselves are more likely to develop cancer and other diseases, because they're exhausting their self, their resources, by always saying yes and never protecting themselves by saying no and protecting your boundaries. Check into that research. Not going to guarantee that's true, but it was in a book. I did read it, and I'm sticking to that. But always check research to make sure it is true before you just say yes. So learn to say no, and here's to your success. Take care.